Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and it is time to talk about LEGO Ideas Bionicle. These projects always get rejected, and that's a shame. There is a Mata head that looks pretty cool. Toa head statue. Supported, or supporting, whatever. There's also a Borak canister thing that looks pretty cool. There is Sokoda's Bionicle Legends set, which would have been nice to have. Too expensive, Sokoda. You fucked up right there. There's these McTaurin sets based on the Tahoe and Takua GWP thing, with the McTaurin design there. What you could have done was printed the disc, but they didn't do that. Those look cool. There's Chronicle. There's that rejected Takanuva thing, which looks pretty beefy and cool. There's other things like play sets. Wow. Matanui, celebrating LEGO Bionicle. Yeah, all of these Bionicle system LEGO Ideas sets, while they hold promise, in my opinion, they always get rejected, and I mean always. Wow, that canister, though. Whoever did that one is a genius. There's another one. 20 years. There's the Tahumata and the Makuta Bionicle Legacy project. The Makuta Vortex thing. And, yeah. There's another one, Bionicle Revival. That's how the canister opens. It slides open. It's pretty cool. You know, it's just such a shame that LEGO only chases the dollar signs where they lead the most. Right now, they don't believe that Bionicle A is kid-worthy or is kid-friendly anymore. And also, those executives were so exhausted by the end of G1 that they just found whatever possible way they could to end it quicker so that they can catch a breath and move on with Hero Factory, which was more kid-friendly, obviously. Then when G2 came around, they slashed the budget in half, possibly more, and poured those funds over to the Star Wars CCBS sets. And you know that's true. Yeah, you damn well know that. That's exactly what happened. They butchered G2. They sabotaged it because they damn well knew that Bionicle G2 was never going to work. Not by a long shot. It was not going to happen. And yet, us passionate fans, we were passionate enough, dedicated enough to buy those sets and, review them and promote them the best way we possibly could. And this was a tactic LEGO used, capitalizing on nostalgia, because that's what companies do nowadays, apparently. And it's sickening. It's abhorrent. Nostalgia is great. I like nostalgic things. But capitalizing on it? Yeah, that's where you lose me, LEGO. They used us. LEGO used us to essentially bring the theme into the next generation with G2. It was abhorrent. It really was. And to add insult to injury, it was only planned for 2 years. There was no way that we were going to get 2017. You damn well know that 2017 did not exist. It was not going to exist. They only planned it for 2 years, 2015 and 2016. there was no evidence of a 2017 G2 year ever being planned. They only said they planned it for 3 years to lie and cover up for their actual plans to release sets for 2 years, 2015 and 2016, as I've said. This is abhorrent. It really is. The damage was done with the G2 sets selling poorly. They only were selling because passionate fans were buying these. I have every single one of them, including the 2 foil packs. And, well, no kid of 2015 and 2016 was going to want this. They look at this and they get confused. It's like, what the hell is this? No. And what's the selling point? What's the selling point that LEGO has? What's the reason that LEGO had kids to invest their time and money into Bionicle G2? Your older brothers and sisters played with Bionicles back in G1's run. Yeah, that's not a selling point, LEGO. That's just a dumb excuse. It really is. So, with the rumors of Bionicle 2026 now debunked, and just absolute, proven wrong, it is not happening. And so, these LEGO Ideas projects seem completely pointless at this point. LEGO ignores them, despite 3 big ones that got so much support. It is unbelievable. They got support. And so many other sets that could have been sets were supported as well. It's just such a shame. All those LEGO Ideas Bionicle sets we're not getting, because LEGO will continuously ignore them, and they will keep ignoring them until they finally decide to impose restrictions. No more Bionicle LEGO Ideas sets. I guarantee they will pull that move halfway into next year, and if they don't, well, they're stalling, because they are. They're stewing on the idea right now, because, well, I guess they don't want to make us upset, but they are making us upset. I'm upset right now because look at all the LEGO Ideas Bionicle projects. There is potential in these sets for a legacy line of Bionicle system sets, and CCBS builds too. It's possible, but not in this day and age. G1 came at the right time. G2 didn't work. It was never going to work. That's why LEGO sabotaged it the way they did. They had no faith in it. Not to mention, those sales were subterranean for G2. And so this soured the LEGO executives, and that's why they canceled it, effectively, because of sagging sales. Poor marketing and terrible story. Bare bones, if I must say. And also, no kid was going to buy into this theme. Just because their brothers and sisters did doesn't mean they have to. Ninjago is their LEGO theme. That is their current Bionicle, if you will, even though it's nothing like Bionicle. The LEGO Ideas Bionicle projects, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Sakota really dropped the ball with that price, but you gotta make money somehow, I guess. And so, what it all boils down to is that these projects, no matter how many supporters they get, no matter just how well done these sets are, no matter just what it is, they will always be rejected by Lego and their executives. Those executives are fucking bullshit. They really are. Because they will reject any Bionicle fan-made, fan concept set like that Mata head, despite the amount of supporters it gets. This is something where we should be all taking a look at this whole thing and realizing that, well, there's no point in making these Bionicle Legacy sets for Lego Ideas when Lego is just going to continuously ignore them and reject them outright. They do this because they can. They don't want Bionicle to come back. They're not going to bring it back unless there is a big enough push for it to, overwhelm the executives to the point where they have to be forced to do this, to bring back Bionicle. You can't force a company, you can't force a corporation to do something they don't want to do. That's just selfish on your end. It really is. So, support all of these Bionicle Lego Ideas projects while you still can. Because one day, restrictions will be applied, and we will no longer see Lego Bionicle Ideas projects on Lego Ideas. You can make as many arguments as you want in the comment section below. However, the truth remains, the fact remains, is that Lego will not release these as sets. No. They will not. Never. They already gave us the gift with purchase, which was already a good set, despite, not being CCBS or construction in general. It's SCCBS. That's about as good enough as I would hope. The chibi little googly-eyed Tahoe monstrosity is a piece of shit. Who likes that thing? It's not cute. It's not adorable. It's stupid. You don't put googly eyes on Toa Tahoe. I mean, really. So, overall, while I like these projects that have come out of the woodwork from the people who have submitted these Bionicle Lego Ideas projects, I do like a lot of these. They're all fantastic in scope and really do showcase a potential in Bionicle. But not in this day and age. Not in 2025, not even in 2026 or 2027. It's just not going to happen. Lego won't let it happen. Those executives, for crying out loud, those executives are just not going to let it fly. They're not going to let it slip past their radar. They're just going to reject these sets outright, even after initial approval. Yes, that happens. And so, this might seem a bit harsh, but I don't care. It is the truth. If you want to create your own Lego Ideas Bionicle set, don't. Because you are risking having your set rejected outright, even after initial approval and so many supporters. It's going to happen one way or another. It's not going to become an official set. It's just over. It's done. We make the legend now. We still make it through our stories and our retellings of the stories, and through our mocks and whatnot. And these projects are a good way of, these Lego Ideas Bionicle projects are a good way of keeping the franchise alive and telling Lego that, hey, we want this shit, give it to us. Well, they're not going to give it to us because they just point and laugh at us. They're like, no, we're not doing that. All they care about is money. And this Bionicle is not going to give them money anymore. No. It's not a financially viable product anymore. It is a theme completely centered around nostalgia. And that's, albeit true, still a shame. Lego, if you impose any restrictions on your Lego Ideas platform to remove the Bionicle ones in general and reject them outright, even to the point where you can't even submit a Lego Bionicle Ideas set project for review, expect it, folks. That's all I'm saying. Expect that to come within the next year. Because it's something that Lego would do. They're about as stingy as Nintendo at this point. Lego doesn't want Bionicle to come back. There are some people that are in the company that still want it back, but not enough. They're a small minority of people, and yet the executives all have the final say. And when it comes to Bionicle, all they want to do with Bionicle is just forget about it. Because they grew tired of it. They were tired, exhausted from Bionicle during G1's run, to the point where they had to do something to end it quicker, and that's why the sockets, the '08 sockets, came about. I'd like to think the 2007 lime joints were a sign of Lego trying to butcher the sets in some way. Yeah, they were sabotaging G1 too. It is abhorrent and just absolute fucking dog shit. They've made so many mistakes over the years. Those sockets, those lime joints, were definitely mistakes. I remember when Lego Ideas was Lego Kuso, and there were Bionicle stuff being submitted to that, until they disallowed that, apparently. And then Lego Kuso became Lego Ideas, apparently. So, all I can say is that if you like these projects, support them while you still can. If not, or if you can't support them for whatever reason, make your own. Make your own Lego Ideas Bionicle set, but don't submit it. Don't submit it because it will never get approved. It will never get seen by the executives anyway, because most of them will probably just reject it outright in favor of continuing on with stuff they already have in their inventory, like Ninjago, or Star Wars, or Marvel, or DC. It's just the way that things are going now. They're not going to bring back Bionicle, and these projects, albeit cool, and really trying to keep the spirit of Bionicle alive as best as, you know, the fans can, it just feels like a complete waste of time. 100% a waste of time. Fan films are a good way to keep the franchise alive. There's a couple that are pretty good. Light in the Multiverse, which came out earlier this year. And last year there was a film called Path to Power. Really good stuff. And of course Ignition 3 is still being worked on, which is taking way too fucking long. But, whatever, you know? So, what do you think about all these Lego Ideas Bionicle projects? Obviously they're all worth examining and taking a look at, and, you know, just wishing we had these. But we're not going to get them. No. If anything, you can get the parts and build them yourself, especially the little Tahunga guys. I mean, really, those are cute and adorable little guys. So, you might not have the right colors for some of the parts, but that's why you mix and match things. Mix up the color schemes a bit. Make your own Tahungas. That would be cool. As I've said, LEGO is not going to bring back Bionicle. Those executives won't let it happen because they only see where the dollar signs are pointing to, and they're pointing towards the licensed stuff, including Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and many others. And also Ninjago. Ninjago is their cash cow right now. That's what's bringing in a ton of money. Then there's also Monkey Kid, and then there's Dreams, which I hope Dreams ends, because it's garbage. 3 seasons is damn well enough. And well, obviously LEGO has plenty of other licensed stuff to work on. Hell, I would be surprised if they did Alien vs. Predator. Now that would be cool. Get an SCCBS Alien and an SCCBS Predator and the other Xenomorph stuff in one box for $50. Hey, that's a cool idea. It's not going to happen. No. You want to know why? Because those movies contained gore. Well, I'm sure someone can counter-argument that with, well, there was a character in a Disney Western movie that took out a guy's heart, ate it. What the fuck? That was gory as hell. Ugh. That was a Disney film? And LEGO made sets for that franchise? I forgot what the hell. It was called The Lone Ranger or something like that. So, there you go. What do you think about this whole spiel? Let me know in the comment section below. And, do you really think that LEGO is going to let any of these projects come to fruition and be actual sets? Or is the franchise doomed at this point? This is where we come in. And we've been doing things to keep the franchise alive, these projects included. But it's not working. It's not working, at least in LEGO's eyes. In LEGO's eyes, we are just basically an annoyance. We're an annoyance to them simply because we love something that they don't. And that's a shame, because they should love their own theme, but they don't. Be active when it comes to being part of the community, and do your part to keep the spirit of Bionicle alive. Don't let that flame go out of existence. Keep it burning, and let it burn. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. LEGO, you're wrong. 100%. That is all for this video. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. So, stay tuned for more videos. I am TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.